There is peace in accepting what aligns with you. Gifted you are and can be in all that you set out to do. You've slayed projected monsters and even those woven by you. What molded you to be so true? Unrecognizable in the steps you take and actions you make. You don't walk the same nor talk the same. It's a peak, it's steps, new hues. They shade your life and enlighten your purpose. Uncovered, although veiled. Your life has become a ceremonial unveiling of you. Ringing the bells of perceptions that are new. What is it you seek to do? Hide no more is what you must do. For there's mountains to move and they need you. I ask again, what is it you seek to do? I only hope it's not founded in the desire to prove. Is it pure or genuine? Are you? What is it you desire to do? And who must you be for it to be true? So, this one honestly just piggybacks on a lot of different things, a lot of different conversations that I had today. I've consumed so much information today, but I've also reflected quite a bit today. I actually wrote in my journal today. I did not read my piece off of my journal. However, I will be reading more stuff. So every day for every video, it's common nature by now. I start every video with something that I wrote that day, today. So I wrote that with what you just listened to today. I also want to incorporate some old pieces that I've written that have never really seen the light because I have a lot that I've written. Sometimes I feel like I'm repeating myself. So there's just some little tweaks, some little things that I want to do to expose myself to new topics, new concepts to speak on, and maybe new ways to speak on them. New words to use, new stories to create, you know? That's something that I want to do. But today really had me thinking. It required me to think because I said that I was going to start writing down goals today. Because it's necessary at this point in life. I've tried to write down goals before. Technically, I was taught what types of goals you should make and how exactly you should write out your goals. I don't know if anybody's ever heard of them, but SMART goals. So I think S is for specific, M is for measurable, A is for attainable, M I think is, and T I feel like T is time management. T, what is M? If you don't know it, look it up, please. There's nothing wrong with me not knowing it. I know a good portion of it, so that's good. But although I was taught that because I was an avid in high school, I haven't really written out any goals in a long time. But I need to, not just for business situations, but for life situations, life planning, because it's just time. It's time to plan out things a little bit more proactively. I do not want to wait for things to happen to me. I do not want to wait for circumstances to create a life for me that I don't want to wake up to every day. I don't want to get into a space where I end up having to get into a space that I don't necessarily want to be in, whether that's professionally or personally. I don't want to do those things when it's something that I can prevent from happening. So, start now, right? I don't even know if I'm going to wake up tomorrow. Start now. At least I lived my day. At least I lived today with trying. And that's kind of where I'm at and where I want to continue to be. I want to grow into being that way and having that be a foundation for the way that I be in this life. For the way that I be in this life. For the way that I live this life. Because I don't want to not live. I don't want to just exist. And some of these things that I'm saying right now are things that I'm going to read. Because I reflected quite a bit. And I'm okay with sharing what it is that I want to do. So today I asked myself a bunch of different questions. I didn't put it as a question, but I placed a central goal. And my central goal is to provide guidance and aid those who are in need of it. My question to myself, and honestly, I would suggest people do this. Not detach the label from the thing that you want to do. What is the task that you will be doing that is attached to the label, that is attached to the title? I would recommend people to think about that and focus more on that than the title. For real. Because I've been looking at a bunch of titles and I'm like, okay. And also know that you may like something. You have to experience that, though. You have to experience what it's like to be in that kind of position before you truly know if it's for you. And truly knowing if something is for you is not an easy process. It takes more time than a lot of us, myself included, would like to think about. But it's necessary to be realistic in that way. Realistic in the way that you know these things take time. These are not instant things. There are motions, there are cycles that you must go through in order to figure out what it is that you want to do. And I guess what I'm saying right now really does connect to the piece that I wrote and also the things that I need to continue reading to you, right? So, and you probably also hear my sister in the background. Not sorry. I don't live alone. So, yeah. So my question was, what parts of you or experiences you have had that you grasp at the heart and wish to help people through? Now that's a awkward question. It's an awkward format. I forgot to update that because it's a journal. It's not supposed to be perfect. Essentially, I'm saying, what experiences do you grasp at? What do you hold close to you that you've experienced that you want to help people through? Because for me specifically, my central goal is to provide guidance and aid to those who are in need of it. And my answer to that was suppression and expression, space in your mind, heart, body, soul, spirit, and environment. Acknowledgement of one's experiences, acknowledgement of one's present in ways you can optimize the enjoyment you have of your present. Your present is your present. Let that sink in. But for me, it's to start with suppression and expression, because getting to that point of expression opens the doors to one's heart and perhaps clears the lenses governing their perception of what's in their life, perception of themselves. And honestly, I took the time to read through my stuff. When I journaled, and trust me, all of those pages are full. Okay? Okay? Except this, the cover page, I believe. But I was in a season where I was okay with writing what I needed to write and not necessarily going through it. Now, I can't fully say that I didn't go through it, because I have gone through some of these to look for my pieces that I've written, because I've written so many pieces and I have to look through it in order to type them out so I can have them digitally. So I don't have to search, and I can also critique them digitally in the case that I do want to come on here and share what I've written. But by word and not by sight, not by post. But continuing. But no, I didn't really get to the point of why I even mentioned that, did I? I appreciated that I was reading through my stuff after I wrote it. It's one thing to be in the moment and be in the flow of writing, and then it's another moment to see exactly what that moment encapsulated. Like, it's another moment to see where you're at. It's like an out-of-body experience to an extent. But I guess that's just attributed to the flow. It's where the flow can take you, and it's how the flow can have you so in focus that what you're saying is true. What you're saying, yeah, it's true for you in that moment. It's raw. That's where I'm getting at. It's raw. To read over that raw state and then see what it is that is true to you afterwards, like, that can be very helpful when it comes to figuring out what it is that you want to do, or who it is that you are, or what it is that you value, what it is that you believe in. So I really enjoyed the fact that that's what my experience was with journaling today. After not writing in this journal that I have since February 3rd. I'm not even going to look at it because I know it's February 3rd of this year, though. We're in May. I haven't written since February, but I've written since February. My pieces, that is. But continuing, my question after I said that was, why do you want to help people? To which I answered, because I am people. I am a slice of many, or a slice of the whole. I've experienced suffering. I know it on a personal level. In the same way, I'm getting to know peace, order, happiness, contentment, understanding, or perhaps understanding, or perhaps overstanding. The world desires release, realistic, raw, meaningful release. Trust. I want to help people trust themselves because that dictates how they will live their life. To provide people with insight on how to live the life they want to live, how to observe the self and radically accept themselves. Accept themselves exactly where they are at. To which I asked, why do you want to do that? Because I realized the importance of truly doing so. It's the difference between existing and living. People want to live. I want to live. I can live. I do live. And I'm still learning how to live. I want other people to live and not go through life existing with what weighs their mind, body, spirit, etc. Why do you want people to live? What are we on the earth to do if not live? Everybody has a unique life of their own, but we as a collective share so many human experiences or emotions, thoughts, themes. To be. To be is to know you will have high and low tides, to trust in yourself. Is to know and believe and experience that when these low tides arise, you will have, hold, care, and support yourself. To live knowing suffering exists, it happens, but you can and will face and get through it. You will live through it. I will enter as one cycle is commencing and help those who need to realize. Real eyes. Open eyes to what their reality is, can be, and to change, to choice. You have a choice in how you live. Uncover wounds that need addressing, wounds that serve as the roadblocks in one's journey. I can't exactly remove roadblocks in one's mind, but I can help people remove their roadblocks. How do you want to do it or attack it? How will you help? Share myself with the world and embrace discomforts that come with doing so. Expression for me is many things. It's writing. And this page is typing prose of all kinds in my notes. It's flowing through my sketches, flowing through my art, enjoying my process. It's sharing my voice. It's crocheting. It's being beautiful and ugly in my way of expression at times. It's peering into my own soul, introspection. It's talking with others. And that's really where I ended that, because I continued writing my goals, with which I don't have to share. I just really wanted to share this part of everything, because I thought that what I wrote was beautiful, and I still do. Oh, wait. Oh, wee. Ooh, that laugh, girl. What? I'm going to read something, and this is how I'm going to end it off. Wow. I just hope that as I read this off, that I know what I was thinking. I know what I meant when I wrote because not all my handwriting is not, it's not sloppy, but when it comes to my journal, I know that I don't have to be perfect. So it's not, I don't write it in the same way that I would write something that I have to give to someone, or write something that's professional or something like that. Write something that's academic. I don't write the same way. So hopefully, I understand what I'm talking about. But this is how we're going to end it off. Just because I see it. And I think the last sentence of it is something that anybody would benefit from hearing. If you're wondering why I keep doing that, I don't have a thing where I constantly go through my hair unless my hair is sticking up, and I know it is. And it's getting to me just a little bit. But hey, they're locks, right? They're going to do what they want. They're plants. They're just going to do what they want to do. They're going to form how they want to form. Gotta leave them alone, I guess. But let's get to this so I can finish this video. It's funny how the days in these years overlap. How you accidentally wear what you were wearing last year on the exact same day. One may assume you are traveling the same trail, fighting the same demons, prisoner to stagnation. Little do they know your tides have shifted. The current cleansed your stagnation. You move with your tides and waves in this cycle, and none of these waves are the same. Your essence isn't either. Your style may look the same, but notice the detail. Your guilt is different. Your smile, too. You radiate energy of a storm that can't be tamed, yet tames itself. Storms and stagnants have changed over this past year. Your essence, it's different now. So, I wonder, how will you take them on this year? How will you live the rest of your year? What do you want to do this year? What do you want to accomplish this year? On one hand, this question is for me. However, I've answered it in my own way, and I will always have access to that. I will always have access to this journal, so help me God. So I don't really need to share that on my channel for myself, because I know what I want to accomplish this year. So this is more towards the audience. What do you want to accomplish? How are you going to accomplish it? Are you going to ask yourself the same questions? How deep are you going to get with your questions? Why are you asking yourself these questions? What's the importance of asking the questions? We getting into a little flow. Okay. I'm done playing now. But no, for real. Like, what are you going to do? What do you want to do? What do you hope to accomplish? And how are you going to make it happen? Are you going to keep the promises that you have to yourself, even if they aren't definite promises? Like, are you going to keep the promise in the essence that you make the steps, you take the little steps that you need to take in order to reach the big goals that you wish to make? But I'm kind of sick of the glare. That's all. That's all I have to say. That's all I have to share for today. Toodaloo!